Hey everybody, welcome to Halfbeard's Hut's Heads Up. Today we're checking out Last Word by 12 Tiles. A neat little indie RPG showed up on Steam last week. It's based entirely upon conversation. Both gathering of gossip and information, and engaging in discourse. In lively debates that take the form of, like a kind of JRPG-style combat. It's interesting. The best way to explain is just show it in practice. So here's the weakest dude in the room. He doesn't talk much. He's not good at what he's doing. That's all right. We're going to chat him up a little bit. Got out of here first, real quick. So you saw there, it was said I hadn't gossiped with him yet. That's because I haven't gossiped with him about this topic. You're picking different topics, you're leveling them up by talking to different people about specific topics and learning different things. So in this case, we'll set it to newest invention, because that's part of the plot, which I'll explain a little bit. Talk to him, we can gossip with him, he'll tell us a little bit about whatever our key topic of the moment is. And then, we can engage him in discourse, which is going to look like this in a second. There we go. So, big complicated screen. The way it works is basically there are three different types of arguments: disruptive, submissive, and aggressive. And within those, there are three different ways with which you can put forth that argument: common, overt, and subtle. And doing those in different ways will raise your power gauges, your tact gauges, and put you farther on this bar at the bottom here, so that you can get the last word in, meaning you win the conversation. So all we can do right now is disruptive, because we don't have anything. So I'm just looking at his special abilities real quick. See that he's good at gaining XP. Good to know. Let's just get off of that. And be disruptive. There, as you can see, these different abilities do different things. They'll raise different stuff to a different amount. They'll move the bar farther in different ways. And they have a different symbol. And each symbol, that's your rock, paper, scissors mechanic of which symbol will be which symbol. So we'll use a common argument. Throw a little bit of a verbal barb at him. Gain a little bit of power, which he then throws back. And as you can see, I've become irritated now. That is your composure gauge, and basically, the more composed you are, the less. I think it resists the amount that you'll be able to move on the bar. If you're more composed, you won't move very far on the bar. However, if you've lost your composure, if your blood is boiling, you'll really easily get frustrated and leave the conversation. So now let's make a submissive response to that. He is using. Oh no, actually, we're not going to do submissive response. We're going to use a disruptive response because he has chosen a star argument. So I want to counter him with a circular, subtle argument. Disruptive type, which will move me forward a little bit, as well as gain up my power. Now we're both irritated. Okay. So he has done a submissive argument, we'll do one as well. These gain up my tact, and I need to have good tact to use an aggressive argument. Frankly, I don't actually like the way these mechanics are named. I feel like it lacks some of the context that these could have to make it a bit more interesting. It all feels very mechanical. But it works. Anyway, so he has done a square argument, so we want to do a star-based argument, so a common, submissive argument, lose all our power, but get a whole bunch of tact. And he's going to use an aggressive argument at me, piss me off, get my blood boiling. That's okay. We're going to use an aggressive argument at him as well. A square one, an overtly aggressive argument, and just really jump forward on the line. The way I would name these is, change aggressive to insults, change submissive to appeals, and disruptive to arguments. Because I feel like that would make a bit more sense, make it feel a bit more like a debate. I feel like this is just, it's very purely mechanical. It's kind of my issue with it. But it is a good system. It evokes the rhythm of a good debate, if not necessarily the rhyme, if you get what I mean. Anyways, we need to build up our power, so let's fire off a common disruptive argument. Get that going. Make his blood boil a little bit. Build up some power. Oh, he's got a lot of power, but he's got no tact. He's got no tact. So let's push forward, because pushing forward is not only good to keep yourself to try to win, but it also gives you some defense. Because if the opponent launches a really good aggressive attack at you, it's going to put you farther down the line, and it doesn't matter how much power or attack the opponent has. The one thing that matters, the one true goal of every conversation, is to get the last word, to get on to the win or lose spot. So, getting farther ahead prevents us from getting knocked too far back. Keep the conversation in our wheelhouse, in where we want it, within our court, so to speak. Let's create a submissive argument so I can get some tact built up. He has done a star argument, so Circle will beat it. Oh, I don't have enough for it. I can only do a square argument, which will be weak against him. But it's worth doing. I actually don't know how much this rock, paper, scissors mechanic works. It's not super well explained. It's a very curious system. So, I've got enough for an aggressive argument. Can I... Oh, I'm just shy. If I could build up a little bit more tact, I could win. But he has got enough aggressive here that he could push me back if he wants to. So I'm going to do a common argument. Just because I don't want to risk going back over the line. And there are different abilities each of the characters will have that can sway things a little bit. So you saw I looked at it earlier. I think if I go to Z here. For him, it is that thing that gets him more experience. There are other abilities as well. Like, there is a guy who, every time you go over the middle point, he gains some extra tact. So you've got to be careful of things like that. Anyways, let's build up some tact. With a subtle argument. I have very little power, though, so I should build up some power when I have the chance with a disruptive argument. As he has just done. And that's a square argument, so a star argument shall do, and that will give me a lot of power. And then if I'm lucky, one good aggressive statement should give me the win here. He's got a lot of tact, so that's frightening. Oh, just common arguments will have to do. There's a really good back and forth here. Again, I feel like more context could be had. They're not, they're not actually talking. They're not talking about the topic. They're just throwing mechanics back and forth. It would be nice, again, if these could be labeled in a more evocative way, if perhaps a little bit of dialogue came up back, just a little bit of something to make it feel like they're actually talking and not just in a mechanics fight. To make it feel like they're not playing an RPG, basically. So let's do this, gain a common argument, which will give us plenty of tact to work with. And now he is most likely going to throw out an aggressive argument, yep, which is going to get me... Oh, and I lost! He managed to have a really good one. I lost. I get some XP anyways. XP, I guess, kind of acts as money. It's not really super well explained. Anyways, we lost that argument, but I feel like I discussed the system well enough, and now we'll walk around. So your goal, basically, is to play this like an adventure game. You need to unlock different topics by talking to people and gaining gossip in order to move forward. So this guy here, he is the servant of this house. Our whole plot here is that we are in a professor's fancy mansion for a fancy party to see his new fancy invention. And we need to move forward with the story. We need to learn enough about his invention that this guy will get the professor out here, because he's currently keeping everybody waiting. So, we are going to talk to Banter. And now, we can see that he's, we know about his invention, we know that it's prepared, and we know that he's excited to show it, so we can get him to move forward. Ah, see, I did it. I've unlocked the gate. So we know that it is a military invention. It's probably involves linguistics, and that somehow that helps them, like, wars. We're fighting a literal battle of words, basically. Yeah, his servant's kind of a dick. The story has been interesting so far. It's not been overly complex. It's been a little vague. That's just like we're in unspecified. It seems like we're just in vague Victorian England, and we're at a fancy party, and this professor is a fancy man doing fancy things. The characters have been fairly charming, though. A bit of the dialogue, that what little dialogue there is, has been pretty good. I still wish it took... Oh, we have to fight him. I still wish it did more within the actual fights, to be a bit more contextually based. So let's start by gaining up some power. I don't need to move forward, necessarily, but I would like some power. That way I can really bring him down with a good bit of, tact. Submissive. Square argument would be good here. Drink. Booze. Wine is a central mechanic in this game. Later on, you'll be equipping bow ties and drinking wine in order to give yourself perks to try to move forward. So let's move myself forward a little bit. Circular argument is beaten by... Well, I don't have a square argument, but I do have a circular argument, so we'll just counter with what he has already said. But we are not in a good spot here. I don't think I'll win this fight. I think I need to do more... I think I need to practice a little bit more. I found this game to be somewhat difficult. Again, there's a good back and forth here, and it takes some work to master. So I think a good disruptive argument is what I want here to really get him under my sway a little bit, balance things out. And he is a cool customer. He is not responding to my arguments very well. That's okay. Trading my power for some tact, that pisses him right off. And he has also tacked himself up, so that means he's going to prepare an aggressive attack at me. So I need to head him off at the pass, as it were, by moving forward on the line. We'll use a subtle ability, that way I have enough tact that I can go again afterwards. Because he's definitely going to do one right now. Oh no, he didn't! It's very surprising. He's saving up for a really big one then, most likely. Let's build up some tact of my own, some power of my own, so that way I'll be able to refute it. It is very evocative of the rhythm and flow of a good actual debate, which I quite enjoy. A bit of verbal sparring is always incredibly stimulating, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Yes. I've got enough tact saved up that I'll be able to really push forward in a good argument. Yeah, though he's looking to get one over on me. That's okay, because... No, that's not what I want. I want a aggressive argument. Yeah, I can win. I can do it in one turn. He was not aggressive enough. Therefore, I am the victor. I like the music. Very, feels appropriate. And I like that little sting when you get the last word, that dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. My diction was remarkable. And I earned a bow tie. I feel like that slots to equip more bow ties. I don't really know how that system works. I haven't figured out how to make it work yet. But you will equip them and you will get new perks as a result, from what I have gathered so far. So we have convinced him to go drag the professor's late ass out here. We go meet more people. My buddy Seymour. Said nature of the complex nature of what my mother did. Yeah, everyone here they're a judge or the mayor or they're from a noble house or something like that. The only odd one out is our character, Witty Gossip. She's just a photographer, a journalist. A lowly journalist. So what she's doing here, nobody knows. You've been invited mysteriously by the professor. Which, we haven't met him yet, but the Steam page characterizes him as somewhat devious and... like, mean, I think. It uses the words devious a lot. So, I don't know. Dastardly and devious. Lots of other D words. Alright. Well, I suppose you protect as well. We get to see the thing here. His big invention. What is it? Has been contracting his inventions out to the St. Lauden Armed Forces. Another key topic. We can now go talk to everybody about that. Try to level it up, gain a bit more information, etc., etc. Yes, he's a patriot. His designs are fragile things. They cannot be shown to just anybody. What's going on? You mean to say... It's my turn to speak. Alright, well... Just, come on. Show us the twist of the game. Oh god, it's got teeth. And a top hat. I lovingly call it the mouth. I like being on-inducing and beautiful to gaze upon. Yeah, that's... Your mouth needs a dentist, bro. That's not... Teeth don't look like that. At least they shouldn't. Clancy's unique communication device. Alright. It is a bit odd. Scoff. So what's going on with this thing? Through a mixture of linguistic genius and electromechanical engineering. Those are not degrees you normally see doubled up on. No, not a ton of people take an English, go for an English master's with a minor in electromechanical engineering. That's all the nuanced persuasion of any human, the charisma of a politician, the subtlety of an actor, and the guilt of parental in-laws. Lovely. All this and more controlled by me, and without filter! So, you see, it is the masterful device. None of you should leave until you've enjoyed my vintage wines. You must simply give them their due. Alright, so you've made a crazy device. I can't wait. But it's a machine, it can't drink anything. It doesn't talk. He can't hear us. He's got the last word. So he hasn't built a device that allows him to get the last word in through magic. He's just built a one-way speaker. Yeah. That's... The Steam page characterizes this as like, oh, he's built this magic device that allows him to get the last word, and he's just not listening to people. That's not how the game works. That's not how the game of language works. Anyways, we need to go drink wine. I do approve of this plan of drinking wine. Okay. We are not his lab animals. Experiment must be shut down immediately. Again, it's just a one-way speaker. You can all chill out. It's not rendering us speeches. Just talk at it, or talk to each other, or just ignore him and his dumbass speaker with a top hat. I do like how flustered they've all become. That said, the teeth do genuinely frighten me. Why are we hanging out in the bathroom together? That's a good question. I don't want to be near that mouth thing. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's creepy. Can't hear. Actually, yeah, can't hear us at all. That's ironic. It's the exact opposite of Hal from 2001. I plan to enjoy the wine and mingle. Yeah, these are good plans. The richer houses not uncommon, same or boasting prattle. They've all been guilty of sheltering their children. Gossip House is now defunct. I didn't know she was part of a house. Alright. Can we get out of this bathroom now? It's a little creepy. I want to go do one more thing of discourse. Sorry, I'm still in the process of hardening up. This mouth thing is messing with my head. It is a very strange device. Alright, let's go talk to somebody. Let's go meet a character we haven't talked to. I can show a bit more of the conversation mechanics. Hostility, or more than one way to enjoy wine. I'm not gonna make a butt-chugging joke. I'm not gonna make a butt-chugging joke. I'm not going to make a butt-chugging joke. Shit, I just did, didn't I? Anyway, so when I meet a new character, I can chat them up, get a bit of chatter or gossip on whatever the current topic is. As you see, we can talk about the experiment itself, and she's like, this is fucked up. The military isn't into this. This guy's weird. And because of that, we leveled up the topic. We've got a bit more interest that we can spread with other people, and of course I can just change my topic around. I can talk about, let's say, the Seymour house, which is my friend's house, ask what she knows about the Seymour house, and he says, yeah, he's at the party. He's kind of a dweeb. And she's like, rah, dweeb. We can also chatter, which I don't know how this differs from gossip. I think this is more like this is more the talk command for an RPG, whereas gossip is more specific to your key topic. Yes, and with this we've unlocked a new topic. That if we gain more in a certain thing, we can talk to her about that. So once I have level 4 Chatter's history you saw there, I can get more information from her about something else by talking to her about that. We can also attempt discourse with her. She's level 11, so I'm going to lose this, but let's give it a shot. Actually, before we do this, I wanted to go look at the, She wants me to have more experience. I want to go show this menu here, where we can master it, we can level up things, know what they are, get a better idea of kind of what's going on with these things, look at my skills. I'm not quite sure how to get or equip these. I can go find wines, go look at my accomplishments, learn Witty's special skill, which, let's go look at it. Let's go grab one of these wines. See if I can do that. This one rather fancy. It's a known topic. I can't do anything about it. Do I need to read? Do I need to learn French or something? And pour myself a glass of I can't even talk anymore. This conversation has rendered me tongue-tied. Especially so, all things considered. So let's consider what we need to have here. It's getting worked up over the obligations the professor has set upon us. I may be able to light her fuse if I can gather the right information. Check lock topic. Unknown! That's not good. Well, let's talk to her and see if I can figure out what it is. Has he no honor? It is rather surprising. For former criminal have some sort of ethical code. Well... Tell me what it is. No? No. Alright, I need to talk to people to figure out the topic. And that's kind of the flow of the game. You talk to people, yeah, there's a story. You figure out your topics, you spread them around, and you engage in discourse. Let's do one more fight, though. Let's talk to our friend over there. Actually, there's one other thing I want to do first. I want to go see if I can figure out this bow tie mechanic, as I have not really been able to. Hey, what's going on? There used to be a save point here, and it is gone now. Let's go check around, see if I can find where the save point is gone. Oh, a cat! Let's talk to the cat. Can I engage the cat in discourse? A domestic feline. Apparently not. I cannot talk to the cat. Bummer. Here's a save point. Information. No, I can just figure out stuff there. I was hoping maybe I could change bow ties there. I keep unlocking bow tie slots, so I have no clue how to equip them or do anything with them. Use my mouse maybe to get it. No. Yeah, I don't know how the mechanic works. Oh well. Anyways, let's go do one more bit of discourse. Hey. Show it off. Talk about the cat after we have a bit of verbal sparring. This guy likes boxing. So we get to have a little debate about whether boxing is a sport of primitive savages or is in itself a form of debate and conversation, though with one's hands instead of one's mouth. And I'm already at a disadvantage, because he is a higher level than I am, so let's gain some power. It is a good system. As much as I do think it could be a bit more evocative and contextually based, it is a very good system that has a good flow to it. So, gain some power. Not even moving forward, just building up my power level. He's the one that has this problem where once we get over the middle line, he gets extra free tact, which is a real pain in the ass. Because he could win right now if he wanted to, probably. Yes. Gave me quite a bit of tact. Use a good aggressive argument to put myself over the line. Yeah, that's not good. Let's see now. That will get me not even over the line, but it's the best that I can do at the moment. I need to move forward in this. Yeah, look at that. And yeah, by doing that, he's able to do a certain thing where he gets free tact. I think that's his boyish charm skill. Yes, gaining tact is his specialty, and his personal skill is boyish charm, which whenever he gets, when it does elegant smirk, he gets 5, 10, or 15 extra tact when he lands on the center peg, and also something else. I don't know how elegant smirk works. Can't move up on this to look at all those skills. It's not super well put forth, some of the information about how these skills work. What am I doing? Get in the middle peg. It's free tact for him, but it puts me forward just a little bit. Okay, and then he sends me right back. I'm gonna lose this fight. Nothing good is coming of this. I need to build up my power to build up my tact, but to build up my power is to put myself in a bad position where I just keep getting knocked backwards. He has got so much tact. An absurd amount of tact. Okay. Well, this is gonna be the end of me. Yep. There we go. And he gets free tact, just as a twisting of the knife. So that's the last word. It's $10. It's on Steam. It's very interesting. It's a very curious kind of RPG. I like the idea of conversation as combat. As someone who has enjoyed a bit of debate in their time, this is something that really speaks to me. I feel like some of its information could be put forth a little bit more clearly, and I feel like the mechanics themselves could be a bit more couched within the actual lore and feeling of the game, rather than being so dry. But it does work. So, yeah. Anyways, as always, I've been your host, Halfbeard, and have a good one. Later, guys.